Welcome, Nana. Can you give us your full name and your title?
Barima Owusu Takyi, Akyem Sekyere, Chief within the Akyem Abuakwa Traditional Area.
Okay. Give us a brief history about the Akyem Sekyere as well as the stool you occupy.
Akyem Sekyere was established by our ancestors when they were migrating from Ashanti region to New Ghana. And my great-grandfathers settled there to farm. Now Akyem Sekyere has grown to be a big village. We just can count on a population of over 20,000 people.
Wow. Okay. And what's the primary occupation of the people of Akyem Sekyere?
Basically, the people of Akyem Sekyere are farmers.
Okay. And which kind of crops do they cultivate?
Initially, my great-grandfathers planted cocoa plantation. Now they've added oil palm, citrus, and food crops like cassava, plantain, yam.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's come to you personally and the stool you occupy. How did you get installed?
Just as I said from the beginning, my great-grandfather settled at Akyem Sekyere, formerly called Kam.
Okay.
And after my professional practice, both in Ghana and elsewhere, I went to my hometown to rest, only to be nominated to be the chief.
Okay. That's good. And congratulations. So, did you encounter any conflict prior to your installment? Did you encounter such conflicts or maybe other opposing factions or factors who were interested in your stool?
Well, yes. Normally in Ghana, traditional instrument involves a challenge.
Okay.
Fortunately for us at Akyem Sekyere, we have only 2 gates.
Okay.
And we understand ourselves.
Okay.
So we rotate the instrument from one gate to the other.
Okay.
There wasn't that conflict on the instrument.
Okay, right. People are of the view that the chieftaincy institutions or the chieftaincy institution is irrelevant, that we should even scrap the chieftaincy institution from Ghana, and that they don't see the essence of chiefs. What do they do? It was only prior to colonial era that chiefs were relevant, but now they are no more relevant. What is your opinion about this?
I think it's more relevant today than before.
Wow.
Yes, because the role we're playing is maintaining peace.
Okay.
And then planning development within the community.
Okay.
And depending on the leadership qualities of the chief at the time, chieftaincy is even better than democracy.
Okay.
Yeah, because we realize that controlling over 20,000 people, there are so many things that a chief can put in place to improve the lifestyle of the people.
Okay.
And honestly speaking, 4 years along the line, I've realized that there's so much to do to improve living conditions both at Akyem Sekyere, Akyem Abuakwa, and Ghana as a whole. So I think it is very, very relevant that we maintain the rules and the regulations of the chieftaincy in our communities that will help bring peace within the entire nation.
Okay, that comes to my next question. So for the 4 years you've been on the Akyem Sekyere stool, what are some of your major achievements as the chief of the town?
That's a very interesting question, because though I was born at Akyem Sekyere, I didn't even know the land area that Akyem Abuakwa State allocated to Akyem Sekyere. So some of the things that I have done so far is to identify the legal boundary of Akyem Sekyere land. We have about 13,000 acres. And this means we can do a lot of development at Akyem Sekyere. After identifying the landmass that holds Akyem Sekyere together, we also realized that we have enough farmland for development projects, for farming and for agriculture. At the moment, we have 200-acre citrus farm project that we want to develop and extend it to about 1,000 acres, because we want to set up a processing factory for the citrus project. We also have realized that we have 400 acres of cocoa farm that has been established some 14, 15 years ago. That also can be developed into a commercial entity, and we want to add more land to expand this project. We also realize that, generally in along the river brim and the Akyem Abuakwa, we also have mineral deposits at Akyem Sekyere, and we are also working on that to provide sustainable farming, the mining business at Akyem Sekyere. We also realized that we could run a community water system. We have also improved that, and then Sekyere now enjoys very good water system in the community. We have a secondary school that also we are adding our expertise to improve the educational system in Akyem Sekyere. Yes. I could go on and on, but some of these things are helping us to create a peaceful community, peaceful environment for human resource development.
So those are great achievements worth commending. Kudos to you and your elders. And to a large extent, you are also expanding the Akyem Abuakwa Traditional Area. So you mentioned of vast lands or lands for farming. So if an investor wants to acquire some plots of land or some acres of land for investment, either into the citrus, cocoa, or any other agricultural activity, take us through the steps. Because people always say land comes with litigation, land comes with double sales and the rest, and chiefs are not supposed to be engaged in. So take us through the steps for people to understand how an investor could acquire land, a secured land, litigation-free in Akyem Sekyere.
Thank you so much. We have put down a process that we take anybody who wants to help with the development of Akyem Sekyere through. The land basically belongs to Osadefo, Amotia, And
for our viewers, this is the Ochinhini Osadifo this is a portrait of his picture. He is the king of Akyem Abuakwa State.
And therefore, the approach is that first the investor would come to the palace, meet the chief. The chief will introduce them to the elders, and then tell us what project they want to undertake. Then we will ask the prospective investor to give us the development plan of the project. The development plan will inform us as the quantum of land that should be given to the investor. But I can assure you that at Akyem Sekyere, we don't have land litigation.
Okay.
It's litigation free, and it is available, and it is open to anybody who wants to invest in any project in the community.
Okay. So in nutshell, whatever land that has been acquired must also have the consent, the endorsement of Ochinhini or the paramount chief.
Definitely, if you bring your development agenda, we will examine that, we will vet that before we present it to the Ochinhini for endorsement. And we never do anything at Akyem Sekyere without the knowledge of the overlord here.
Thank you. All right. And this achievements you alluded to wouldn't come without challenges. So for your 4 years, what are some of your challenges as the chief of Sekyere?
That's very interesting. Basically, some of the challenges are the cooperation with the district assembly.
Okay.
Yes. The district assembly, which represents the government of Ghana, draws a separate program without consulting the chiefs. And we are trying to level that so that we can cooperate with the district assembly very well. So that's why we have designed our layout. We have already designed our entire land into industrial, commercial, social layout system.
Wow.
So that if you come in with any project, we know exactly where we should place you.
Okay.
If you come with hospitality, in the hospitality industry, we know where we should go. Health, we know where we should go. Education, we know where we will go. So we have designed all these things down with documents that you can study and also put your money into it. I'm inviting investors to come to Akyem Sekyere and cooperate with us so that we can move forward.
So at least you have farm prospects for the investors who would come in, farmlands for them to engage in citrus and other farm crops. You made mention of the district assembly. There is this general opinion by chiefs that 55% of the stool land revenue to the stool is being given to the district assembly for development. But some chiefs are of the opinion that they should rather be giving that money for them to champion the investment, because they don't see the district assemblies propagating that level of development that they would have wished for, but the money is being given to them to manage. What is your view about this?
I think the district assembly is there for community development. Okay. The chiefs also want to embark on the same development agenda in our communities. So if we cooperate together and document the projects, we understand ourselves, I think we should be working together.
So with consultation, things should be very smooth.
Exactly.
Okay. And Lastly, what are some of the major challenges facing the people of Sekyere?
We are very fortunate at Sekyere. We have a secondary school. Okay. We have a water system. Okay. We have a road network. Okay. We also have electricity. Okay. And we don't have too much to cry about, except developing the community into something like a shopping mall. Okay. We need a shopping mall. We need a taxi rank. We need projects like health. We already even have some health, but we can improve that. Sure. We also need social amenities that we need. We also will get into the ICT, you see, ICT systems, and so far so good at Sekyere, except that we still ask for more.
Okay. And my final question before you leave, we could have continued more and more, but for your time also, how can chiefs contribute to reducing conflict within the chieftaincy system? The chieftaincy system, people say it's anachronistic, it's maybe dealt with a lot of chieftaincy conflict. What can chiefs do to reduce chieftaincy conflict?
I've identified two areas. Okay. In the first place, I will I will advise all chiefs to identify their legal boundaries. Okay. So that land litigation between chiefs will also be reduced. Good. Then the next thing I've also identified is understanding of the instrument of chiefs. That is internal arrangement. I think that can be also handled with education and awareness.
But the Chieftaincy Act clearly defines who a chief is, that a person hailing from the appropriate family or lineage, and that person must be validly nominated, selected, and stood according to the custom of the people. So if the person is a royal and has been validly nominated, selected, and then stood, and it shouldn't come with any conflict.
Yeah, that needs some education. Even though well defined, the people are not aware of this.
Okay.
So Akyem should mount up some educational programs to educate the people, especially the royals, as to what to do so that this conflict will be removed. If that is done, development of the communities will be very easy for Akyem Abuakwa State and for Ghana.
All right. So moving away from chieftaincy and everything, let's come a little personal. So before you became a chief, what were you engaged in privately?
Well, basically, I am an agriculturalist.
Wow. No wonder you have that vast acres of land for production in your town.
Thank you. Again, I am an agricultural educationist. I have established a number of agricultural colleges in Ghana. The Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture, or College of Tropical Agriculture, is my establishment.
That's great.
And you can go to the website and search and see what we've been doing over the past 30 years, since 1984. I still practice farming business and agriculture.
Also done about that.
And now I'm also handling a radio program for at Ngoko in the same Eastern region, 96.9 every Thursday, and I have a discussion with farmers and how to improving farming business in Ghana.
Barima Owusu Takyi, Akyem Sekyere, thank you very much for your time.